Welcome to the first episode of Inside an Ultra Runner's Mind, a new series where we take a deeper look at the mindset behind running epic distances. An ultra runner is someone who runs more than a marathon at one time. That's more than 26 miles or 42 kilometers. I've always wondered how this is possible. So today, I'm going to be speaking to Alex, Liz, and Carol, three ultra runners with different goals and motivation, as well as Ben, a neuroscientist who's going to share some research insights to find out what makes ultra runners tick, how they got started, and ultimately whether or not anyone can go ultra.
My name is Alex Johnson Dupree.
I'm out.
I love everything endurance.
Liz Townley. I'm a mom of two kids, pretty ordinary gal. I'm a runner.
I'm Karel Sabbe from Belgium, and I'm an ultra runner, and I'm specialized in the extremely long distances.
I'm Ben Martinoga. I'm a neuroscientist and a science writer.
I guess the most obvious question that a lot of us will have is why? Why do you run ultra distances?
So the reason that I like to run long distances is to challenge myself. I think there's a lot to learn about life in running. I definitely love the feeling that when I accomplish that I can kind of accomplish anything in life.
For me, the question is more, why not, I think. I came into ultra running from a hiking background. Suddenly I realized if I was running, I could see so much more. And so my why is curiosity, exploration, seeing what's out there.
I'm going to be the odd one here. Running for me is working on myself. It's me getting better. It's really a mental exercise, even more for me than it is a physical exercise. But there's nothing in the world I like more than feeling capable and feeling strong. I run ultra distances basically to feed my confidence that there is nothing that is mentally or physically stronger than I tell myself it is.
What is the furthest distance that you guys have all run?
About 310 miles without sleeping. And then the longest consecutive distance I ran, a bit under 3,000 miles. I ran from Mexico to Canada.
36. Probably won't want to use that.
21, 22.
For me, unfortunately, just under 100.
How do you progress from one day running regular distances to, going beyond the marathon? Do you just decide one day, this is not testing me enough anymore?
But that's exactly it for me. If I can go further, I do. I don't ramp up slowly. I've been running so long now, I really don't need to.
I did just decide one day, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to put this goal out in front of me. The experience was in the journey. You don't just get to do this. You have to work at it.
The first big project that I had was running the Pacific Crest Trail from Mexico to Canada. I always wanted to hike it, but it takes half a year. But what if I run it? Then I only need 2 months, and that was possible. So it's a strange way to roll into ultra running, but for me it was kind of a practical issue.
Do you enjoy running for 8 hours? Is it fun, or is it something that you see as a challenge?
For me, it is a challenge. Every single run, I have asthma. I have to work with that. And I'm actually counting while I'm running. It's the way I can time my breathing with my steps, with my cadence, in order to not have an asthma attack. Yes, it's a mental challenge. Yes, it's a physical challenge, but that is what I love. If it's easy, I don't want to do it. I want that challenge. It feeds my self-esteem.
One time I heard someone say, you can't ride a bike without a smile on your face. And running is the same way for me. I like to picture myself just laughing out there by myself, looking at things. And it's pure joy for me.
Nowadays in society, life has become easy. I mean, you're always inside in comfort. You can eat whenever you want. You can drink whenever you want. You can go to bed if you're tired. And then in ultra, it becomes difficult. But then it's also a time to reset a little bit and to realize again, okay, life is easier than I was thinking a few hours ago, because I just want to sleep now. I want to stop running or take a break. I want to be warm again. So for me, ultra running is a great way to reset my mind and my body a little bit. I'm doing it for fun, but the hard part that comes with it, I gladly take up as well.
I was intrigued by what Alex was saying about really focusing on her breath, because there's an element of mindfulness in this flow state. The flow state is what psychologists call a state of mind where you're really hitting a sweet spot between doing something really effortful and something really easy. And people describe it as almost like an optimal state of mind where you're immersed in the moment and it's enjoyable and you're performing at your best.
Yes, I'm always there. I'm a very front of mind, top of mind runner. I'm not one that clears her day or figures out the next problem. I am in the moment at the time. I am, breathing in, breathing out, and I'm focusing on my whole body.
If it's like a flowy trail that's been well designed, I think it's easier to enter into that flow state than if I'm like climbing a hill that's like an old road bed. I definitely enjoy being in flow state, but I wouldn't say that it's something that I get into right away in my run. It comes and goes.
Sometimes my run is more just to get things right again in my mind, and then I think about some things, and running gives me the solution to certain problems. But I equally like it as much to really get into the flow and not think of anything. And that's often on fun trails and in the forest. And for me, I like both ways of running.
In a nutshell, is that runner's high?
No, not exactly.
Flow state is like a meditative state that you're in while you're running. And runner's high is, the easiest way to put it is that you never finish a run in a bad mood. You're like, yeah, I'm on top of the world.
Yes, it is different. I'm usually in flow state most of my run. I do experience runner's high during that time, but for me, unlike Liz, it's not like at the end of a run. It comes somewhere in the middle of my runs, and it just is something that feeds me to keep going, knowing the next 20 is possible, it's doable, it's going to happen, I feel good about it, and I get excited about.
I think it kind of makes sense what we're saying, because the runner's high, it's not necessarily just to make you feel really excited and high. It's about killing pain. Maybe you get these feelings of pain killing and reward just to keep you going.
Okay, thanks, Ben. That's a perfect segue into our next episode. Join us next time for the second episode of Inside an Ultra Runner's Mind, where we'll look at how our runners manage to go the distances they do. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.